I'm Justin.
And I'm Jay.
And together, we're Cryptids of the Corn podcast.
We are where scientific and magical thinking combine.
We take my background in biology.
And my background in exploring the unknown.
We cover everything from sea serpents, UFOs, Bigfoots, the paranormal.
Sky creatures, land creatures, cavern creatures.
So please join us at Cryptids of the Corn podcast.
Is there always a rational explanation for the paranormal? Should one believe reports of unexplained phenomena? Unknown 9 Awakening is the action-adventure video game at the heart of the Unknown 9 narrative universe. You play as Haruna, an audacious heroine with the ability to venture into the fold, a mysterious dimension that overlaps our own. On her quest for powerful hidden knowledge, Haruna, who is portrayed by Anya Chalotra, will learn to master her unique connection to the fold, which allows her to channel its powers into our world. But such power does not go unnoticed. She quickly becomes the target of the Ascendants, a splinter faction of a secret society known as the Leap Year Society, who want to use the fold to alter the course of human history. Their confrontation will take them across the world, from the sands of Mauritania and perilous Indian jungles to the Gothic landscapes of Portugal.
Get ready to dive into a mysterious parallel dimension. Unknown 9 Awakening releases on October 18th, 2024 for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and S, and PC. Pre-order your copy today and learn more about the Unknown 9 universe at unknown9.com/alien.
Growing your business can mean big-time logistical questions, like how are we going to keep up with all these local deliveries? Let Uber Direct offer you a helping hand. With Uber Direct, you take orders on your website, app, or by phone. Then drivers who are part of Uber's courier network pick them up from your store and deliver them to your customer's doorstep. Sounds simple, right? Uber Direct helps you give your customers what they want when they want it. Offer them delivery options in under 2 hours, on the same day, or scheduled up to 30 days in advance. Plus, share real-time tracking and ETAs by text. You can keep growing your business at a price that works for you. Never pay commission or hidden charges. Just pay a fixed fee per delivery. Delivery just got better with Uber Direct. Learn more at uberdirect.com.
In the dense jungles and vast deserts of the New World, legends of cities paved with gold not only spurred countless expeditions during the Age of Discovery, but also hinted at mysteries of possibly otherworldly origins. These mythical cities captivated the imaginations of explorers and conquistadors with tales of unimaginable wealth and splendor that seemed too grand to be of this earth. Stories told of kings adorned in gold dust from head to toe, and magnificent cities that gleamed like stars under the sun, potentially pointing to an influence beyond human craftsmanship, perhaps evidence of ancient alien visitations. These narratives were intertwined with local legends and the folklore of indigenous peoples, who spoke of gods descending from the skies, their celestial chariots shining with golden light. This case file, join the theorists as we traverse the thin line between myth and mystery, musing over the marvelous possibilities in the Lost Cities of Gold.
Fuck it, let's go for it. Cities of Gold, baby.
Welcome to Alien Theorists Theorizing Case File 332, Cities of Gold. I'm Braden.
I'm Zell.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Andrew.
Zell pulling the Andrew card tonight.
Everything's fucked up, man. Everything. Half the problem for the first part of this was the cord to all my audio stuff was just unplugged.
Nice.
Couldn't figure out what was going on. Just unplugged. Perfect.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It's been a while. Brand new computer. It's all fucked up.
Been a while since we've had these kind of issues, for sure. Listen, they creep up. Anytime anyone does any kind of hardware upgrade or anything, you're like, you know what? I would like to make a small improvement.
A little bit.
Absolute knocks you back 3 steps.
Yeah, well, that's why you only turn on your computer to record podcasts and you shut it off after.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, that's basically where I'm at with my computer now.
all I do with mine.
I can't do anything with it right now. It's just not working. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, we got to find one of these cities of gold so we can all buy new gear. That's what we got to do.
The thing with the cities of gold, when I was thinking about it, I was like, man, like why gold? And like, why ancient civilizations so interesting in gold? Just because it's shiny?
Aliens.
Right? Like, is that what we're 100%? Because why not fool's gold? Like fool's gold, like what's the only difference is it's not conductor, right?
Well, one's for fools and one's not.
Yeah. And I think real gold's a little more malleable, but it's like, what use are they using it for?
Well, gold is a crazy substance because like a tiny piece of gold can coat like an entire statue. Like you can fucking plate everything with it.
Oh, you can really fucking thin that shit out, eh?
Oh, yeah. Massive, and it like stretches over a huge area.
Way. It's easy to work with when you're.
But I mean, that's
into things.
That's like that might you could say that might be like an ancient reason they liked it. But in modern technology, it's just like a kind of like a superconductor.
Yeah,
as close as you can get to it.
Also blocks a lot of radiation, so like use it for coating a lot of satellites and circuitry and stuff like that.
The Annunaki, whose atmosphere was dying, decided that Earth was the planet they were going to come to. They were going to grab an ancient hominid or ape, convert them through their DNA manipulation.
By fucking them.
By fucking them.
Yep.
That's where the butt stuff comes from.
Yep.
And then they're going to take that species that they've made just to mine this shit so they can throw it in their atmosphere to block the radiation of their dying planet. It's obvious.
I mean, that's pretty much what we used to do back in the day too, right? We just made kids to make them our farm slaves.
Yeah, hey, you have 10, hopefully 6 or 7 make it through.
Yeah.
But now, how does it work? We're their slaves now. Like, how the fuck does that happen?
It's really done a 180.
Right? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Kids got all the power.
That's why we gotta vote conservative. Bring it back.
They'll bring back
kid slaves.
Child abuse. No, you used to have beasts of Gévaudan coming around eating your kids. So I mean, we don't have any more of those.
We don't have any of those. That's a good. Hey Dan, that's a good point. We used to have like fairy tales. Like we had the Belschnickel. We had Struwelpeter. We had all this.
Well, you guys got bears now. You guys all have bears eating your kids in like no time.
Oh yeah. We're gonna be overrun.
No, not if the fucking super pigs don't kill them.
All right. Oh right. Yeah.
Do you think with like on Zell's talking about the Anunnaki coming down, like if they were getting us to mine it or we were mining it for them, wouldn't it make sense that if like they left this planet and they're not going to come back for a while, it's like these people then would covet gold because they were like, well, these gods coveted it. So then they made these elaborate cities as almost like beacons to the gods, being like, come back, look at it, look at all the gold.
Well, like that, I get that, but at the same time too, it's like it's ingrained in us to think this is valuable because we're, you know what I mean? Like it's our job. We were created to procure it, right? So it makes sense that it's in our DNA to like see it and want to, procure more of it.
But why?
Because it's part of us. The same reason my dog's never fucking been on a farm in his entire life. You bring him by any type of fucking animals or even our cats, he wants to hurt them. Right? Like, what if we're genetically drawn to gold?
Because it's actually like what do they call it? Monochromatic gold or something, right?
Monoatomic. Yeah.
Monoatomic gold.
Pop up every now and then.
Monoatomic gold.
You can buy that shit on Amazon.
You can eat it. Yeah, you can get it as a supplement.
Yeah, that's the stuff that's in Goldschlagers, right?
yeah.
The gold flakes that slices your throat and your lips as you drink it.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it does?
That was the rumor.
I don't know. It is an interesting thing. Like, why gold? Of all the precious gems, and I mean, we valued other stuff over the ancient cultures of humanity, but gold's like the one through all civilizations was the one. Different places use rubies and jade and diamonds and topaz and like all the other specialty gems. But
Topaz, you talking topaz around here? Topaz doesn't even hold a fucking candle to gold. Okay,
depends where you are. I love it. I love a good topaz.
Which is that? The blue? Is that the green one?
I think it's the yellow one.
It's yellow, yeah.
Oh, topaz.
The emerald. I love a good emerald. You know, good green.
Sapphire.
Nah, fuck sapphire.
I like a deep sapphire.
Sapphire's nice too.
Yeah. Listen, you're going to start talking
to.
shit about sapphire? You just hear pumping topaz?
Yeah, topaz is nice.
Team Topaz, take your votes.
Open up our topaz mine.
It's also it's fun to say, topaz.
Yeah.
They also each have their elemental resistances attached to them. So there's that.
Yeah, everyone knows if you have a ring of sapphire, you're immune to cold.
Right. Yeah. Duh.
Easy.
Yeah.
Like the boring physical reason for probably why people like gold so much is like we said, it was like it's easy to work with, like it's soft, relatively soft, so you can kind of like mold it into whatever you want it to look like. But it's also like it polishes up real nice. Like you don't really have to do all that much to kind of take care of it. You just,
it doesn't corrode.
Yeah. So it's like you just like take a little polish to it and it shines. Like it has that very, that rare quality of just like you can polish it up and it just seems to glow like that. So it's just, it looks nice.
So what you're saying, it's really good if you're lazy.
Purdy.
It's fucking purdy.
But it's like, yeah, if ancient races, did encounter like extraterrestrials that came down and it's like, they either mined that gold or they're using that gold to kind of mimic what they saw. Like just like something like, if these, some sort of, I don't know, like it's like a lot of descriptions of like their deities and stuff. They have like this golden glow about them. And it's like, this is, this, when they were creating these artifacts or, some sculptures that were rumored to, like, especially with the Incas, they have like that giant golden disc, that was said to have been like possessed by one of the kings. And they were just like, this is supposed to represent their deity coming down and giving them the knowledge of, all of the advanced knowledge of like the ancient extraterrestrials.
Well, and it's also like every depiction of like the offerings to the god is like some sort of gold or like coating of gold, and everything's like that they give
life.
Like right? Like
a lot of sacrifices.
Little blood in there.
Life or gold, blood or gold.
Yeah.
Ideally, blood from a gold-plated knife, I think.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate.
That makes sense.
Most of your cities of gold are the most famous being like El Dorado.
Which is wild. I didn't even know that was a real, I thought it was an animated film.
No, it's like, it's ancient legend, which has been around for a long time. Like by 1835, like the myth had already been around like 300 years, since like the Spanish started colonizing South America. You had this legend going around of this city that was either covered in gold or it was made of gold. And so, but the thing about most of these legends of the cities of gold is they're also associated with like bodies of water. El Dorado, in some versions of the legend, you had, yes, it was a city. Some it was like an actual person,
like
then other times sometimes it was an actual lake. And we do have evidence from other South American lakes. Like we talked about the one when we talked about, what was it? What was the one city that's got the little square little blocks? I can't remember the funny looking square box. We talked about the T blocks.
That's like walks into the lake. Right?
Yeah.
This is your moment.
Pumapunku. Along with that one, like that lake and other lakes we found that, archaeologists have found like caches of stuff where, it seems that they had rituals where they would throw like offerings of gold and jewels and pottery and all kinds of other stuff, and they would throw them into the lake as offerings to their gods.
Fucking just anytime you're having a rage, you just fucking hurl. There's an offering.
I remember one of them associated with El Dorado, but not only El Dorado, but there's another one which I had forgotten about, which is there's another city called Manoa, which is kind of the two of them are usually like conflated, usually like put together. But you have this legend of the like one of the ancient kings would essentially coat themselves in gold. Like they would grind it up really fine or into like almost like sand, and then they would cover themselves in like a sticky substance, or mix it with like a sticky substance, and then just like paint their bodies with gold, and then they would jump into the lake and like swim.
And then everyone just
try to kill.
Waste all everyone just gold. Watches them. No, everyone's like, yay.
Yeah, it was. Some were said it was like associated with a festival, or usually like a type of offering or something like that to the gods. Because
it's very Dennis Reynolds of them.
Yeah.
I'm a golden god.
I mean, there's nothing like it. Like I said, like it is interesting that it is associated with kind of divinity for them. In some cultures, like South American cultures, gold is considered like the sweat of the gods.
Well, I wonder if it has anything to do with like a lot of them worship the sun as well, right? And just the same, the color of the sunshine, that type of stuff. It's somewhat similar.
Yeah, it's gold. Yeah. Golden.
Yeah, it's golden.
The
golden
representation of the sun.
And the sun is life. Makes things grow. I don't know.
I mean, that'd be the simple way. Simple way is always the right way. What's that called? Occam's razor?
Occam's razor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at this guy. Fucking spouting knowledge.
Yeah, buddy.
Dude, he went to school again. He guy's smart.
It's fucking wicked smart.
I mean, like, why do you got to get naked, cover yourself in gold to... You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not saying it's right.
I know. I'm not saying it's right either. But like, to me, it's like when I hear that, it's like, I mean, there's only two reasons you're covering yourself, and it's either you've seen someone do it before, or you're like, this feels good.
Yeah,
right.
Well, like you said,
I like it.
The one of the ancient astronaut theories is that they're covering themselves in gold, or they're doing this because it mimics the. Like what they had seen, maybe like an alien's protective suit, or like an extraterrestrial came down and they were wearing some type of protective clothing that
it was all gold.
I mean, we've talked about other sightings that they wear like silver suits or like some kind of like shiny material.
Yeah, but those are the broke ass aliens.
Shit.
Golden aliens.
Yeah, but what if maybe it's white gold suits? We've been calling them silver suits for so long. It's actually white gold suits.
Straight golden suits.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, right. White gold.
That's a good question. What's the difference between white gold and yellow gold?
White gold's more ballin'.
Yeah, depends. I'd say yellow gold's more classical.
I don't know. I remember that when I was ring shopping, they're like, do white gold. You would really, like, you just really have to go with white gold.
No, but I mean, like the actual, like the element itself, what makes it white, that's still gold. It's still like the same.
It's a fucking
compound.
good way of them selling you silver and calling it gold. Worked on me.
Yeah.
I mean, white gold must be like, oh, here it is. White gold is typically plated with rhodium, giving it a silvery white finish like platinum. So it's not even real gold. White gold is bullshit.
White gold's fucking fake.
But you say it's covered with rhodium, so it's like it's still gold, but it's
plated with rhodium.
Do they work it like they want gold that looks like platinum, so they can work it like gold? I guess. I mean,
it's 75% gold and 25% alloy.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes nickel, rhodium.
It's not pure gold.
It's not pure gold.
And you're paying more. You got hosed, Andrew.
Yeah.
But you know what? Now I'm reading more about this. This is from
brilliantearth.com. White gold with a
brilliantearth.com.
fucking cubic zirconium on it too.
Oh yeah, you can't tell the difference.
No.
Look, yellow gold is 25% copper and zinc. And 14 karat yellow gold is alloyed with about 42% other metals. So actually, in the end, white gold is better. There you go. We've just discovered something.
I guess it makes sense that any of these golds has to be like mixed with some sort of alloy so it keeps its shape. It would be like silly putty around your finger.
Yeah, if it got too hot out, it would just warp.
You just bend it, it'd be malleable. Just cover your whole finger in it, just rubbing it around. So that probably makes sense why. But it's still just a strange thing that these ancient, like, they cover themselves. It makes me think that they saw someone wearing it as a suit or something, right? Maybe they went into the water and that's how they got teleported or disappeared, right? They waited out in the water. Because there's something to do with UFOs and water, right?
The only reason humans have covered themselves is to like protect themselves from something. Right? No, we wear things that are valuable. We always have things that we enjoy. They don't just wear gold. They wear fucking diamonds, rubies, all that type of shit.
Animal skins.
Yeah. Like it's
Bones
we see
and
it.
teeth
It's precious to us. So we want to wear it. We want to cover ourselves in it.
Yeah.
It looks cool. Lots of different reasons. Or aliens taught us to love gold. I mean, that's the ancient astronaut hypothesis right there in a nutshell. Why gold? Because gold protects atmospheres if you can inject little particles up there. So maybe we're doing this climate change thing all wrong. You know, it's time to get those gold particles out and start injecting them all over
Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe that's what they're doing in the chemtrails, figuring out how to disperse the gold.
Perhaps. They've tried a whole bunch of different chemicals. Have they tried gold yet? It's too expensive. You know, we're not quite there yet.
Well, that's why they're trying to buy all our fucking gold at 7-Eleven. Get that guy with his fucking trunk open, right? You know what I'm saying?
We buy gold.
Yeah.
Like what? What do you mean we buy gold?
Well, that's, I think that we're going to quickly get into the unhoused discussion here, but I think there's a pretty good racket for people buying gold out of the backs of cars in this day and age in the West. I think it's a lucrative market. You're getting that gold for pennies on the dollar if you don't care about where it came from.
If it's gold at all.
Yeah.
Gold or white gold? Or do they just take regular gold? Do they take white gold?
Yeah, someone out there testing, like chipping off a little piece and examining.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure there's some sort of...
They're testing for
some type of it's probably like some electrical thing.
Yeah. No, the guys, they're just fucking alien. They're Annunakis wearing fucking pika skin. They know.
They got that little thing that they look through.
Oh, the little monocle.
That's for diamonds.
I seen a guy
Let's find out if it's cubic zirconiums or not.
I seen a guy look at...
If it's gold, you got to bite it.
Yeah.
That's the only way to find out.
Yeah, what does that do? What's the biting do?
If it's soft, like if it's soft enough to, like you can bite it. That's why you always see the gold.
It's not gold. You just break your teeth.
Yeah. Well, it's like it doesn't, like the teeth would leave an impression. That's why you always see the gold medalists like biting on their gold medals when they get them. The whole thing they do. Or at least look like it. I don't know.
Yeah, because fool's gold is hard and isn't malleable at all. So that would make sense that back in the day, that's how they would test.
Hard.
You would think, most are. That's correct.
So it's like it chips easy but it's non-conductive. So that's why
you got to taste test mercury.
That's
highly recommended.
I'm not
Work for Nero.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some theories that were thrown out there was that the gold is like, it's not necessarily like a physical thing. Like it's like, oh, it's what they value so much, because when the original Spanish colonists came over here, like the first thing they noticed was like, these motherfuckers have a shitload of gold, and they don't really seem to care about it all that much because it's so like they had so much of it.
There's copious amounts of it. Like
they were just like wearing it around,
but they didn't with gold fucking.
But they didn't like assign like value to it. It wasn't something that they traded with. It wasn't something like that. It was just like something that they had. So there's some idea kind of tossed around that it's like the gold more represents like it's more like a metaphor for perhaps something like, knowledge, that
wealth.
That like for like some of these golden cities that the natives would talk about, that would be more like those were alien cities. Like these were cities that were just like filled with alien technology.
I like that better. Like that. I like that better. If you're like the El Dorado, like the city of El Dorado to the Amazonian natives of the time, it's just like it was an advanced city of like extraterrestrials, and they just didn't know what else to call it. Like a city of gold, just super advanced, so much different than what they knew. But they had no idea what these beings were. And that city wasn't even a city. Maybe it was just like a fucking mothership, like a big ship that was just there for a while.
Just a mod base,
and then it went, and then it left. And that's where that's why you can't find El Dorado. It's gone. It flew away.
Well, if you think about, let's look at the depictions of like when you say like something that would look like a city. Well, then my brain instantly goes to like Vimanas. right? Like Indian cultures where it's like these flying cities. Like why couldn't it be something like that, right? And it's plated in gold because that's a superconductor of how electricity or however this thing operates and power gets transferred through it. Right. And it's just, like you said, sitting there, right? Sitting in the woods, in the jungle.
I mean, if you link together some of the cultural myths of some of the like the people of the area, South America, Central America, it's like they always have their deities. They come down, they teach humans knowledge, of whatever, like either it's astronomy or math or any kinds of those skills or anything, and then they would leave. Like they would leave and then come back. I know, especially like the Quetzalcoatl from Aztec mythology would
feathered
get left.
serpent.
Yeah, he left on a boat. Or a ship is what they described it as. And then, but always promising to return at some point. That's why you got a lot of Native American groups like welcoming the Spanish colonists as being like, oh, it's the return of their deities.
Are you bringing Quetzalcoatl with you?
Isn't that every religion always like people are still waiting for Jesus to come back?
Yeah. Well, that's the only way that's how you keep people in line. That's how you tell them, that he's going to be back.
That story is like, so Graham Hancock, our old friend, he actually got pretty much called racist for that story, but he was just reciting old like scriptures and like oral traditions of those people saying that, there was like some type of white skinned bearded entity that was going to come back. So when the Europeans came, they had like lighter skin. They just like assumed it was this God or whatever this was.
I mean, if anything, it's just super strange. It's just like, you see these people come back. They've got
of course you would be white with a beard. That's racist. Like, I'm just saying what I heard. That's all. You got fucking grilled for that though, so bad.
And it's funny too because they're not even really that white.
No, they're just lighter skin. Well, I mean, some Spaniards have got pretty light skin.
I mean, they are Europeans
now.
No, but even back then, I imagine the skin color in northern Spain. If you're from northern Spain, your skin is not. You're not really.
Well, I mean, there's
nice.
You got a hue, but you're not. Yeah. You're not dark skinned.
Yeah.
You're definitely not from fucking Slovakia. Okay, my people are from. Those people are white as fuck all year round. Doesn't matter how much sun touches the skin. Never tan.
Translucent.
I'm thinking in my head as like, well, because like in different cultures they like really. Like treat like in Thailand, for example, like if the lighter your skin, it means you're a higher status, right? Because more tan
it's taking
people
a turn. Where are we going?
No, I'm just saying. But then, like, I wonder if it's something like that. So their status symbol was like in these ancient colors had something to do with the light of your skin. So when these people come over, they're like, holy, look at this. Must be Quetzalcoatl.
I thought it was because it shows like you're not like with Asian communities like that. I thought it's
not in the sun.
You're not in the sun.
You're not in the sun. Yeah, you're not in the field.
In Vietnam, because my cousin, he married a girl from Vietnam. And I went there. We met them there. Like I was traveling, so she's like speaks fluent Vietnamese, but she's Canadian. But we went there, and then she told us all about it. Yeah, it's all about status. About if you're super tan, it means you're poor, pretty much to them. So if you have light skin, people
speaking from my situation, you're absolutely right. I'm tan. And I'm poor as fuck.
You got too much sun on your body.
Yeah. They nailed you.
Yeah. But as far as that, like. So, and people like if you're a gardener or a landscaper in Vietnam, she's pretty much telling me that, like, you want to wear, you don't want to get tanned. So you wear like a big hat, full long sleeve, a collared shirt. It's nothing to do with
really low fucking counts of skin cancer. Then that's great.
Probably, or and then maybe that's the other reason. Like, but they just knew, like, if you just go in the sun too long, your skin you die. All right, just stay out of the sun.
So different. You come here and people are coating themselves in oil.
And then people people want to darken their skin so bad in North America and Europe that they end up looking just like fucking Leatherface.
Old
just wrinkly, disgusting fucking ball sacks. Super weird. So one thing to get like a little tan could be outside, I get a little tan. But the people they fucking
maybe that
go
could have
for
been
it.
Maybe that could have been a thing, like with this when the Spaniards came, they're like, oh, these people are so light already. Like they must be with this other race that we saw. Oh, and listen here, if we want to get fucking crazy. Yeah, listen,
let's get crazy.
Space Nazis, right? We know the Nazis love South America, right? We know they love South America.
Always bring it back to the Nazis.
right?
Yep.
And the people say the Nazis had help, right?
Aliens.
Extra help, right? So maybe these are just, they were like, hey, listen, there's no laws in South America. They as the Nazi party was fallen, and so they all went to Argentina, right? Set up shop, just like the space Nazis did in the 1500s or whatever. I'm just making connections, Dan. All right.
He's over there with his fucking yarn.
I'm just connecting
There's
yarns.
red yarn all over.
All over this fucking place.
Wait, so were the Spanish colonists space Nazis? Wait, what's
let's get into this. Let's get into this real quick.
15th century space Nazis.
We got 15th century space Nazis.
Yeah.
Light-skinned space Nazis.
Yes, what I'm saying is El Dorado was a ship piloted by space Nazis, right? And that's why they were looking like a lot of like Zell over here, right? A bunch of Aryans couldn't be out of the sun. That's why they had to wear all these hats.
And
there's no sunscreen.
There's no sunscreen. If you have a gold suit on, it's no reflective. Radiation is getting through.
100%.
No UV.
Right? So these guys are coating themselves.
The whole point of these gold suits is to keep away the sun, so you don't get tanned.
Yeah.
It's strictly about staying white.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
We cracked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're just dying out there getting sunburns.
There's 100 one-star reviews right there.
and then they take off because they're like, all right, ships working. We're going to go back to future.
Well, they left because the Earth was already starting to warm post Ice Age here. We're getting a little too warm. There was too much sun.
Okay.
It wasn't fit for them here anymore. They've just left.
Yeah. Where do the bull sharks come in?
The bull sharks later.
Listen, bull sharks always come back. We always come back to the bull sharks. Bull sharks bull sharks swam up the Amazon River.
You guys are talking shit. You guys are talking shit. But right after we recorded that case file, there was a report of a 90-foot fucking rogue wave on one of the Great Lakes, and it's like these happen once a decade. 90 feet tall.
Did the report involve a shark?
No,
seemingly to be ejected from the wave,
like
into the
1,000 feet, 1,000 feet into the air to bite off the wing of a jet.
Are these Nazi bull sharks?
Yeah, no,
maybe.
Yeah.
They're probably white,
light-skinned bull sharks.
Yeah.
They did make a movie.
They're whitish gray.
There was a movie that it was.
Do bull sharks have blue eyes? It was called
Sky Sharks, and it was about Nazis that had sharks that flew, and they used them as some type of weapon.
It's all coming together.
Did see that?
I think sharks have black eyes, don't they?
Yeah, they think they.
Well, I just searched. Do bull sharks have blue eyes? It didn't tell me that, but it did tell me that great white sharks, in fact, do have a dark blue eye, not a black eye.
Right.
And they're white.
And they're white on the bottom. Not full white, just white on the bottom.
Where it counts.
Why does it only count on the bottom?
I don't know.
You want to explain yourself?
No.
Actually, if anything, you don't want to be white on the bottom. You'd rather be black on the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Well, there's more than just El Dorado. All right. There's more golden cities. Let's keep going.
Sure.
Let's fucking knock through them.
We mentioned Manoa, but one of the other ones that's kind of out there is one called Paititi, and Paititi is like I said, like some of these are associated with more like just like knowledge. Like it's not about them. Paititi specifically is associated with the Inca culture, and it's when the Inca were kind of on their back foot after being invaded by the Spanish conquistadors. Like a lot of them started hearing this legend of like Inca, mostly holy men, scholars and stuff like were taking all of their knowledge and then hoarding it away in this city where like the Inca people were fleeing to, and so there was always this thing of a motivation for the conquistadors, like they had to find this city where all of their riches, not only the physical gold, but just like you had all of their knowledge and things like. So some believe that there in Paititi was stored either, again, I mentioned like that ancient sun disk that was rumored to be possessed by like the ancient kings of the Inca and to represent Viracocha, and it's whether that's actual physical golden disc, or is it like a golden disc that is something that contained the knowledge that was given to the Inca people by extraterrestrials. And so they're.
I mean,
always
like
saying
it's
that,
like a CD-ROM.
yeah, it's like it's like a Beast Wars, like the fucking the golden disc from
Beast Wars.
Yo.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was good.
So that was one of the other ones. But speaking of Germans,
Was it any gold disc ever? Like, did Pizarro ever come across a fucking gold disc?
Well, he was slaughtering his way across the Inca Empire. I don't think so.
Massive
Just lots
piece of shit.
Yeah,
He wasn't
giant.
asking
Can we
directions.
talk about how horrible the conquistadors were?
Oh, they were bad.
They don't get
They're
enough. They
fucking
don't get
awful.
enough shit. You know, they don't get
No.
enough shit
God, no.
because
Let's give him some. What were they doing?
everything bad.
Like everything. Like war crimes on the daily.
I want to see those motherfuckers doing a few land acknowledgements.
Just
Right?
like
Yeah.
running with
true.
cavalry and just fucking hacking off heads. You know, that
Yeah,
kind of
right.
stuff.
I mean, it was like
In the
genocide
name
was
of
the order
God.
of the day, every day.
Awful.
Yeah, it's like wiping out entire. I mean, you had entire cultures just wiped out.
Well, I mean,
the
in the end, yes, they obviously killed and pillaged and did terrible things. But in the end, it was always the disease that really took out the culture.
Yeah,
So you can only kill,
then-
like, if there's millions of people, you can only really, like,
Yeah, but they brought that too.
I mean, they brought it
Yeah.
unknowingly or knowingly, either way. And fucking, that's what really fucking took out that place. Like 90,
and then-
I think they say 95% of those populations due to disease.
yeah.
Fucking.
And then
That's
it's
insane.
always kind of a bummer that
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Fred Meyer for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
it's like you had, you know, right after the conquistadors or with the conquistadors, you had the missionaries like following on their heels. And then it's basically like culture erasure that they would just go in there and then tell them like, your religion's wrong, this one now. And
Yeah.
then
They're
you
like,
know,
what if I don't like that? And they're like,
Yeah.
get him
And
out of here.
and it's kind of it's kind of also difficult for a lot of to go back and like, you know, look at some of these cultures, but because the only records that we have are through the eyes of the missionaries, like that you have that their interpretations of like what their like what these cultures were doing or things like that, or like just translations, like
So no bias is what you're saying.
Zero bias, yeah, of
absolutely.
course.
Yeah, everything was
Zero
horrible.
bias.
We came and made it better. They were
Yeah.
beasts, savages. We liberated them.
And it's like, and then we were talking about just Spanish conquistadors, but actually the Spanish aren't the only ones down there. Like the Spanish, we did.
Yeah, there was aliens down there and Nazis. We
Well,
just
it's like there
discussed
were
that.
there were Germans, not that all Germans are Nazis, but
There was Germans down there. What?
yeah, the Germans. There were German expeditions.
There's also
during
Dutch and
During
like,
the same time that the conquistadors were there?
like a couple within
Really?
a couple hundred years. Yeah, like they came down.
Okay,
because it was,
a couple
Yeah,
hundred
yeah,
years
right.
is a fucking couple hundred years, Daniel.
It's a, yeah.
I mean, like, there was like-
come on.
well, I don't know if it's Germans, but for sure,
glaze over.
for sure,
Give or take a couple hundred years.
For sure,
Yeah.
the
Well, it's like
Portuguese
between
and the
the
Dutch were
17th and
also doing all
1800s,
like
yeah.
that same time. Portuguese and Dutch were also sailing around,
yeah,
setting up
yeah.
shop.
It's like
Yeah.
this stuff started in the 1400s. It didn't end. Like it was still
Yeah.
like you had 1400s to like the 1800s. Like yeah, this kind
Yeah,
of stuff. So you had-
400 years.
Yeah, it's insane. It's still they're still in there. Though. Like it was still going
generalizing
on.
by 100 years is not
nothing.
okay.
It's
no,
nothing.
it's not. Then
Yeah,
it's
to
being
you,
like,
'cause
yeah,
you're 5 million years
listen,
old.
it's fine. Hey, we had the conquistadors, and then Zell tried to book a trip
Conquistadors?
to
the conquistadors.
Yes, and then we had Zell trying to book a trip to Peru.
That was it. That's what
Like
happened.
that's
That was the return of the fucking conquistadors.
yeah.
back.
What is it, conquistadors?
Yeah,
Conquistadors.
conquistadors.
But it
it's
is,
good.
man, that's an insane time in human history. Just for like 400 years, this part of the world was just venturing to this new world in their eyes.
And just-
for
and they're
hundreds
like,
of years and just slowly taking it
There's
over.
no laws over here.
Yeah, well, lawless, right? Those first 400 years would have been wild.
Yeah,
Even
most of it
like
was- yeah.
when was like up to like 18 something, right? When like Texas was like the last like frontier, really. Was what, the Comanches?
Comanches were badass.
That was like the
man.
last, like that
Oh
that
my
wasn't that
God.
long ago. That was only a few people ago, 4 or 5 people ago.
The Comanches were some bad motherfuckers.
They had to fucking make an entire job. The Texas Rangers? Wasn't that what it was? The Rangers? Wasn't that their only job?
Right.
Was to fight the Comanches?
What a horrible job that would be.
Yeah, you get scalped.
Yeah, no thank you.
No one wanted to migrate west because that was just get fucking murdered.
Yeah.
I mean, and rightfully so in their defense.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's their land.
It's their land.
They're defending their own land.
But yeah, so I think we could probably take a break here and come back and talk about the other golden city that was in the.
No breaks.
It's kind of in the recent.
Keep it fucking rolling.
Oh, okay, all right. Then we'll just skip the break. We'll
breaks.
just skip the break.
Breaks for bitch.
We spent the break trying to set up the show. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pee in the bottle.
Conquistadors.
I'm gonna pee in the bottle like the good old days.
Yeah. Let's go.
I'm gonna tilt my camera up, and I'm just gonna slowly sink down. I'm not gonna say anything for about a minute, and I'll come back.
Well, it was the
Stare.
first.
Don't break eye contact.
Do you guys remember what that talk? And it was funny because we didn't start having breaks for a long time, like 150 in. And it was like that one that was like, anyone ever have to fucking pee?
Yeah.
They were
Always.
all like, yeah, all of
Always.
us.
Piss
We're all
jokes.
peeing in bottles, not telling each other.
It's the way of the road.
I figured out that the only way to
cannot stop.
have a perfect pee in a bottle is you have to have a 1 liter Gatorade bottle because anything smaller, it's too small.
All right, must
You're
be nice
pissing
to
on
be
yourself.
blessed, okay?
What, the wide mouth, you mean?
Oh, I'll pee in a keyhole of the can, buddy.
I mean, if I had to,
I got
I'd
the
force it
great
in a
white
tall
going
boy.
on, and I'm still fucking not able to pee in a can.
So that little glimpse behind the fucking scenes there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always fun.
I do gotta pee though a little bit, but I can hold it for a bit.
Just piss your pants.
Okay.
It's cool.
Yeah. Everybody's
I
doing
shouldn't have put floor in the garage, then I could have hosed it out.
Yeah,
that was a good idea.
should just put a
Drain
grate in
rock.
there. Yeah.
I
Just put a
should
little
have
PVC
put a
drain.
floor. I should have put a floor drain in here.
Yeah.
I just kind of
squish.
I just kind of squat down.
We just see the chair
I like
just
that
kind of
idea,
drift
too.
away from you.
Yeah. Condom catheters, unreal.
Probably feel good too, a little bit.
Yeah, a little warm on the leg for the first little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good for
All right,
the
no
winter.
break. We're going. Where are we going? Where are we
Akakor.
going next?
Well, I was like, because when we originally put this episode together, Andrew was like, let's talk about Akator. What did you say? Akator?
Akator.
Which
Fucking
I
Google
wasn't
it.
aware
It's-
because I don't watch the Indiana Jones, but you said it was in the it's mentioned in the Indiana Jones.
You
Which
don't
one?
watch Indiana Jones?
When I quickly
Not the-
Googled it, that's
there's
what
only
popped up.
3 Indiana Jones movies in my mind. That's it.
Isn't you, Mr.
Penman
Film
Man.
Snob? You're the
That's
same
it.
guy that watched fucking Shark Tornado 4, so relax,
No,
buddy.
it's Sharknado. And
Whatever the fuck
I've
it
only
is.
seen the first 3.
Listen, Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, very underrated. Very underrated.
That was the last one I seen. Is there more after that?
Yeah, there's a new one.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones is about 900 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford
He is the
80.
penitent man.
Yeah.
In the new one.
Which doesn't really make any sense because it's like he drank from the Holy Grail. He should be immortal at this point. But I guess-
He's still alive.
yeah,
and he's still
but
punching on
super
Nazis.
old.
So
just
how many 80-year-olds you know can one punch a Nazi?
Couple.
Captain America.
Indiana Jones is one of them.
Captain America.
Yeah.
There you go. Two.
Wolverine, I guess.
Wolverine. Zeltron.
Wolverine, like humans.
Oh, real humans. Mm.
Yeah, humans.
So yeah, what is it? But it's actually Akator, I guess, is based off another legend called Akakor, which is another legend of Gold City, which has like a whole thing by itself.
It's got a whole book.
It's
Yeah,
insane.
there's a whole
Chronicles of
book about
Akator.
Yeah, Akakor, which is a book by a German journalist named Karl Brugger, and then from 1976, and it's titled The Chronicle of Akakor. And I tried to look it up, like to get the book. You can find PDF versions of it, and I kind of flipped through it for a while, but it's actually written with like a preface by Eric von Daniken, our favorite,
Yeah, our boy.
cranky old man, and then he claimed that in this book he had it's basically like based on conversations with is he a chieftain? He was a chieftain or he claimed to be a chieftain of an Amazonian tribe, and his name is
Tatunka.
Tatunka Nara.
Tatunka Nara.
And he claimed that there's a city of Akakor, or he had knowledge shared with him of a city deep in the jungle, which had dated back to 10,500 BC.
Oh, that's just post Younger Dryas.
So the mystery deepens a little bit because Bruger was actually killed by gunfire in Rio de Janeiro in the 1980s.
I mean,
Listen,
should we also touch on the fact that Tatanka Nara also goes by a different name?
Yeah, sure.
birth
Yeah,
name?
we can.
Yeah, Gunter Hawk. He's German. He's
He
German.
was German, wasn't he?
He's German, yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's like, and he has a thick German accent. Can we talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah,
The chieftain.
Tunka, yeah.
Yeah, the chieftain of this.
It was the chieftain of the Brazil.
Yeah, he told the legend in German too.
Yeah.
Well, it's perfect though. The setting, like they meet at this like seedy little bar in Brazil,
Yeah,
and he tells them the tale of fucking
seedy.
Akakor.
He in a Bavarian village.
All Bavarian buildings.
But it goes to the point where like he agrees to take him to Akakor
Dude,
because Tatunka's been there, right? So
Yeah.
he agrees to take him on a journey to Akakor, but unfortunately,
It's his. Listen, and Gunter, or sorry, Chief Tatanka. His backstory is he's like, well, he's here because his dad's Brazilian, and his mom was a German missionary that came. And in my head, I was going 1970s. He's an adult man. Let's roll back when his mom could have possibly
Nazi love child.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was like. It sounds like his mom was came over to South America,
Fraulein.
yeah, with some other people. Maybe.
But so so Carl Brugger tries to go to Akakor with Tatanka, doesn't make it, comes back and decides to write a book anyways.
Yeah,
It's
it's the search for Akakor. It's not the finding of Akakor. It's the search
but
for
still,
Akakor.
like it's like why would we write a city about it? Why can you write a book about a city you've never been to?
Well, it's like Tatanka or Gunter, aka Gunter.
No,
was like-
Tatanka. He's Tatanka.
Tatanka.
Yeah, Tatunka.
He relayed to this thing that he's read about the legends of this city, and so, but like according to the legend, this lost city, and which was like not only just the singular lost city, there were multiple, apparently 13 of them. Akakor, and then there's another like sister city called Akahim, which is one that's specifically mentioned, and they're described in a written text, even though most South American cultures didn't actually have like written text. They had like pictograms. But anyways, you had like they trace back the history to like 10,481 BC, which is also the roughly around the time of a disaster described by the sleeping prophet Edgar Cayce in some of his channelings that he had done, and from some of those descriptions. And so these cities that were apparently constructed by aliens from another solar system, essentially, like they're constructed by these extraterrestrials, and they were apparently all interconnected by a massive underground tunnel system.
Dope.
Cool.
And so, which are all of these things are described by, Eric von Daniken,
as
Madame
fucking
Blavatsky.
Tatanka's describing this in 45-degree weather, 110% humidity, hiking through the jungle.
110%.
They're wading through the air. He's macheting the air. And he's like, oh yeah, there's tunnels of gold, baby. You wait till you see it. And it just gets to the point where he's like, I'm going to die in the jungle. We have to
Which,
turn back.
in fact, many people fucking did. Like, that's my favorite part about this story is that book comes out. And I guess there's like this like craze during that time of like expeditions. People are like, fucking, this, that book sold well. They're like, I got to go find this Akakor. I want to be the one to discover the city of gold. Right? I got to be the guy. I want my name attached to that. So people start hiring Tatanka to take them to Akakar.
He's yeah, I can do it.
Yeah,
I'll show you the
I'm
city.
number one tour guide in all of the world. Takes them.
No
and
bad reviews.
They fucking die. Like 3 or 4 different people that Tatanka personally.
They don't die, Andrew. Don't mislead people.
They go missing in
they
the
never
fucking
come
jungle.
back.
They don't
They're
come
never
back.
seen of again.
Like literally.
He's just murdering people in the jungle. That's what's happening. This guy's a serial killer.
He's a serial killer.
No, there's a lot of things in the jungle that can kill you. Right?
But they don't kill
including
Tatanka.
fucking Hans Gruber and fucking Tatanka that's taking you to the bush.
They're like,
Literally, there's like 5 or 6 different people that hire this guy that die, including finally the author in the end. The guy who wrote the book was like, fuck it. It's been a decade. I got to be the guy. I wrote the book. I got to be the guy that goes out there and does it. And before he's finished planning his trip, he gets fucking popped, like Dan was saying. They do say, though, part of the book, they talk about the fact that there are people that guard Akakor. And if you get close, they'll kill you. So
yeah, and I guess they're like, Chief.
As with most ancient cities, yeah.
Chief Tatanka. And he's like, dispatch this man.
Yeah.
There you go. Keep his bags.
So he's a serial killer, is what you're saying.
100%.
Oh,
yeah. Of the people, like he had been working as a guide for decades for people out there, like leading people on these Amazon tours to go
to their death.
Yeah, that's what happens.
It's like of those people.
He's
they said
so lucky this is fucking years before Yelp, or else this guy would not get a single person to hire him.
I think they said at least 3 people he took on trips between 1980 and 87 never returned. And they did.
If you don't come back, though, you can't leave a bad review.
Well, apparently forensic investigators actually found the skull of what they identified as
they found it in
the
Tatanka's closet.
They found it in the rainforest. And so, like, I don't know. It's, there is a general, consensus that it's probably Tatanka had either perhaps murdered these people to either
make sure you bring all your money with you to give a sacrifice to the gods.
Yeah,
this is where
part of it.
No,
all your earthly possessions.
This is where Hitler was hiding after he escaped South America.
I just love the
everyone got close to Hitler was murdered.
This is pre-internet, so you're like, I need a local guide, and they're like, well, we can set you up with a local guide. How does the chieftain Tatanka? He's actually the chieftain of this place. And the chieftain's going to ask you, the chief Tatanka is going to ask you. Then you show up and it's Gunther. And you're like, whoa. And he's got a thick German accent. You'd be like, all right. And he's like, you're the chief.
Seems legit.
Yeah, you're the.
So what you're telling me is you're a chieftain of a golden city that you choose to leave and you don't have any of this gold with you and you're not rich, but you're going to take me there. Okay. Yeah.
And he's like,
makes sense.
Here, walk in front of me.
Yeah.
But like Braden said, like there is some, I guess, like there's a general consensus that it is that he was identified or is reportedly identified by German federal police
as a suspect.
That his name was Gunther, that he was the known person Gunther Hawk of Coburg, Bavaria, who had apparently fled to Germany in the 80s to avoid alimony payments for divorce.
To avoid war crimes.
Chieftain McShitty.
And they kind of identified him at because he had taken on that alias Tatanka, because like in the divorce proceedings, apparently the court had noted that Hawk went by the nickname Tatunga Nare, which is suspiciously close to Tatanka Nara, the name that he was using in Brazil.
I'm just saying, taking on a nickname like that now you're getting in trouble. Like if I came out tomorrow, I was like, from now on, I am Tatanka. Like,
Tatunga.
No, you're not.
I think you can identify as Tatanka.
I look like a Tatunga.
I mean, you look more like a Gunther, but
but I feel like I don't whether he may or may not have murdered those people. I always feel like it's one of those things, because remember we did the Taos, like those the Taos caves or whatever, and it was like Eric Von Daniken taking them out on a tour, and like, we can't find the caves. Like, I know exactly where the caves are, but we can't find the caves.
The discs.
We know exactly where the caves are.
Been
And so
back
it's
to
like,
discs.
go all the way out there. And then they're like, oh, I couldn't find the caves or whatever. It's just, oh, it moved, you know? I don't, like, it's a giant city. It's like, where did it go? But yeah,
It's hilarious.
It's something that, you know, cities of gold are always going to be something mysterious that I've always, I mean, it was a motivation for tons of exploration that got done during that period. Also
Led to a lot of death.
Lots of genocide. Yes. Lots of genocide.
Little
Also
genocide.
a lot of sex, yeah. As all those things. But yeah, I know the Acrocore thing was crazy because I looked into that. I was like, oh man, that's a whole thing by itself of having this dude taking these people out there. And either there was, I think it's because I believe a German investigative crew went out there and like kind of with the intention of either like exposing Tatunga as a fraud or whatever. And they were like, they had like there was like an entire hour-long documentary about it. And the like they were asking him questions, and there was like obviously like he was like not. Like a lot of conflicting information.
When they ask
that he
him
would
in
throw
German,
out.
he's like, Tatunga don't speak German.
Yeah,
Only Brazilian.
Yeah.
Only Brazilian.
So then but they were saying that like he would he had a lot of conflicting information that he would put out there, and then sometimes just like not answer
Guy's
questions.
100% a murderer.
So I mean,
Without
these
a
people
doubt.
could have.
He's a killer.
These people may or may not have been like maybe people are saying that maybe they had. Come away with him, obviously like this guy's a fraud. We're going to expose him. And then those people just ended up going missing. I was like, I don't know if it's somebody that you were like slightly skeptical with, like maybe not go into the Amazon jungle with them. Cause it's like, they wouldn't even have to really like actively kill you. He could just leave.
Listen, if
He could just like get one of those fucking poison dart frogs on a stick and just like put it on your neck.
If
it's just
someone,
leave
You
you in
also
the
got to be the
jungle,
type of person
like-
that believes that there's going to be some fucking magical golden city. Like,
just if you find yourself online and you hear about an expedition to a golden city led by a Tatunga, and you show up and it's just an old
well,
German
like you guys
man.
wouldn't be 100% sold. You'd be like, I'm Indiana Jones. Like I'm going,
God,
like,
no.
If we all went, it's different.
I won't even go
Yeah, but then,
camping. You
but
wanna
then
go
the
to
bad guy
Brazilian
is the guy
jungle?
the bad guy's the one leading the expedition. I mean, cut your losses.
You'd be like,
Listen,
I've seen enough movies.
We're gonna
I
go
know.
punch Nazis in the face. The Nazi golden city. We're gonna punch Nazis. And you'd be like, yeah, I'm sold. I'm looking. Oh, here we go.
I would.
And
I'd
it comes with
I'd
a
be 100%
complimentary
the
fedora
guy
and whip. Bullwhip.
fucking holding the cross, crying as I get impaled by a fucking booby trap spear that comes flying from the fucking roof.
Yeah, I'm just more scared of the jungle in general than some fucking random German guy.
Honestly, I'd make it like 2 miles in the jungle. I'd be like dead. I just
Some type of fucking like poisonous centipede.
Oh,
or
yeah.
fucking snake's gonna get you.
I've seen arachnophobia. I know that shit where it's giant fucking spiders.
Drain your
I didn't
whole,
even think of it.
drain your whole
spiders.
fucking body
Goddamn
No.
spiders.
in a banana crate or whatever the fuck they got
Indiana
there.
Jones is so fucking cool. He's so cool.
Turn around to the spiders. It's tons of spiders.
So
It's all
cool,
spiders.
man.
Or scorpions and Predator. I just watched Predator on the weekend. Yeah, he's like, yeah, turn around. Fucking pulls the scorpion off a collar with his back. It's like that's one thing I learned about from watching movies in the 80s and 90s is that the
Turn
bugs
around.
are constantly crawling on you.
You can
Poisonous
just
insects
talk,
are
and you can just talk
and
to them.
arachnids.
no, have we ever found anything similar, like close to a golden city anywhere? Or is it always just kind of like a fabled myth?
I've been meaning to tell you this all these years.
On Alien Theorist Theorizing, we will reveal.
I've been holding on to this my whole life.
Yeah.
And there is a secret city just outside Kelowna, British Columbia.
He's gonna take us there.
And if you personally pay me $35,000, I will take you there.
Is this in the
Are you
Mines or
the
whatever? Is this
chieftain?
the
of
Mines?
this golden
I am
city?
the chieftain of British
And
Columbia.
what's
Yeah.
your chieftain name?
It doesn't matter.
Zazunga.
I'll change it every time someone asks.
Zazinga.
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 But yeah,
You have to
$35,000.
flash
I will
them.
take.
You have to flash them
I will take you to the ancient hidden city.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the name of it, obviously
Yeah.
on here, but I have
to give him the secret hand
I've been
signal
waiting the
that'll kill
whole
you.
podcast. 9 years we've been doing this to finally
It's
tell
like
you
Tomb
about it.
Raider shit.
Golden City, but other than that,
Other than that
City.
one, no, I'm not sure of any other ones. No, actually, personally.
I mean, but the interesting thing is with technology that's developing the way, like we've all heard of, like, you know, them using Lidar now, and you're finding these tons of these cities. If not
Insane amount.
Like some of them are not necessarily undiscovered, but like you see that these cities or these structures like spread out way more and are way more extensive than previously believed. I went down one rabbit hole of like looking at some articles about like how they found some of these cities where it's like, yeah, you can take like they just take a whole bunch of geographic data and they take a bunch of like old maps, and it's really neat like what you can do now with like all of the data that you can have aggregated into one place. And it's like they're taking whole entire like bodies of water into account. They're like, okay, it's like this, and like, you know, we have old maps that, you know, have rivers, and you know, most of the explorers would have used rivers and major bodies of water as landmarks, and they can take these things and then feed them in to their maps or their mapping software, and then like kind of go around and be like, yeah, this is where it would be the most likely location of this city that is described but has never been found in, you know, ancient texts or accounts of like missionary accounts of being like, okay, this is like where they said there was a certain city. And not only that, like we have drone technology, you know, readily available now. So it's like you have archaeologists out there flying around drones and, you know, mapping out.
I feel like a Golden City would be hard to miss.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. It's like that's
Unless
the thing
it's
is
buried.
Like, well, no, it's like it doesn't take that long for the jungle.
Archaeologists flying around with drones.
Yeah, they're flying around with
They
drones.
even wearing a fucking leather jacket and got a cool hat and a whip?
They're not even called archaeologists anymore, right?
No, they're fucking lame. I'm
Just
so
a bunch of
disappointed.
video game junkies. That's all they are.
That's something. Okay.
Sucks.
But no, it doesn't. It actually
World's
doesn't take
crushed.
that long for like the jungle to reclaim like structures that aren't
Not at
properly
all, man.
maintained. Yeah, like I mean, there's still tons of stuff. Like all of the, you know, the Chichen Itzas and stuff like those places, they were completely covered
Buddy,
in
my front
jungle
lawn is reclaimed
vegetation.
like kids' toys.
Yeah.
You know, there for a couple months. They're gone now. They're part of my yard.
part of the yard.
They'll never come back.
Yeah.
The water table gone.
No, it's man, it's crazy because if you just had one of those pyramids, like there's hundreds of pyramids now in like that Mayan peninsula. But pretty much they look just like a natural hill after how long? 50 years?
What was that?
100
Chicken
years
pizza?
maybe? Chicken pizza.
Chicken pizza was just like a fucking hill.
It was a complete. It was taken over by the jungle, and it was just like a hill. That's it. They didn't even know what it was. And then there was like someone just like stumbled across like a piece of the corner of the pyramid that kind of like it sloughed off. They're like, oh, that looks kind of man-made, and they started like digging it out, and like, oh shit, this is a fucking pyramid.
This whole hill is like a fucking pyramid.
And not just a pyramid, like a marvel of the world, like just hidden in plain sight. Same with Teotihuacan.
Yeah, and there's still ones that aren't even like they have ones that are still covered in jungle, or they're also in the territory that you can't go into.
Well, that Lidar stuff that you're talking about, Dan, like they've now like what there used to be think, oh, there was just like a small little settlement here. Now they realize like maybe 200,000 or 300,000 people would have lived in this area. Like, it's like cities just swallowed up, and all that was left was just a few mounds and a little bit of rubble. And they're like, oh, there must have been something here. And now we know, like, oh wait, the whole like Amazon and that whole area might have been home to like millions and millions of like native people of that time. 95% fucking dead.
Yeah,
it's insane.
So maybe it's still out there. We just have to keep looking.
Jungle swallowed it up, man.
And hire another Tatunganara.
And then you also die.
Hire another German native guide to take you out into the jungle.
Yeah, it's fucking so wild. Funny.
I mean, if we're being fair, the Germans know that area really well.
Yeah.
All right.
They're all over South America.
A few did escape. That's not a conspiracy. There's full fucking German settled villages still there to this day. Wild. It's cool though. Yeah. So if you want to visit the secret city of Zell, that's what I'll call it. You just let me know.
Send an email.
And you will not come back.
Bring cash.
Payment up front.
Cash up front.
Bring cash.
No, cash only.
Cash or sapphires.
Or just
topaz.
Topaz.
Topaz. Sorry, topaz. Yeah.
Pure topaz. The size of my fist. Did they come that big?
What do you even get? I have no idea. How do you get that?
Well, gotta find out. Biggest topaz.
Australian topaz mines.
Biggest topaz in the world is 13.67 pounds. Pretty big.
That's pretty big.
That's big.
31,000 carats.
Pretty big.
It's a lot of carats.
Let's take a Google image of that. Oh yeah, it's big. It's like the size of a basketball.
Yeah. So if you get that to Zell.
So that's what I need.
City. Yeah.
That unlocks the door to the Golden City.
Right.
Value of this topaz is the Imperial
$75.
topaz is the most valuable topaz. It's in Russia.
What makes it imperial?
It's in Russia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imperial topaz gemstone owned by a Russian czar and his family. Price per carat $500 to $20,000 per carat, and this one, what did I say? It was 60,000 carats. So do the math.
Holy shit!
Oh,
So who was talking about topaz?
I mean, it's cheaper than, much cheaper than a pure diamond. Like a good,
Still,
Sure.
some ball.
That's a big
topaz.
topaz the size of your head.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not quite.
Is
as
it
big
like
as
cut?
Brandon's head.
Is it like what is it?
Yeah, it's cut. It's like actual formed stone.
Fine.
Cool. Anyways, there you go. That's the price. See the Golden City.
Giant topaz the size of your head.
And you have to sign a waiver too in case something happens.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Well, obviously, dangerous things happen.
We're in fucking Bigfoot
In the
territory
jungle
here.
of
There's bears,
Bigfoots.
super pigs.
Super.
A lot can go wrong.
Yeah.
that's
There's
called
literally bears outside my house right now eating garbage.
Yeah, there's one. I just got
the
an
alert
alert. There's a bear in my yard. There was the biggest bear poo I've ever seen, and it was stacked up perfectly. It went 2 logs and then crossed 2 logs and then crossed 2 logs. I was like, did he build that?
He built a log cabin.
I was like, what's going?
It's impressive.
That's impressive.
It was unbelievable.
Did ancient aliens build this poo log?
On season 19 of Ancient Aliens.
No, it's 26 now.
Is it 26?
It's like 20.
Yeah, they're
20
running out of
almost
stuff.
30.
The show's been on for 26 years.
No, they do two
26
seasons a
Two
year.
seasons a year. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
They're running out of stuff now. Because now they'd be like, well, is this a bear?
Honestly, the first like 5-6 seasons of that show was great.
Already?
It was great. And then they just kind of really started to lose it.
They're running out of stuff already?
No, man. They still got
Jeez, I was gonna say,
stuff to go.
next thing you know, they're going to be talking about golden cities.
Well, I think we're on episode. We're also on like season like 15 of Oak Island. Still haven't found anything.
Yeah.
Found,
Listen,
We know it's an island.
no, it's an island.
When is the UFO Cowboy season 2? Because they're getting stuff. They're finding
yeah,
shit.
they're fine.
Yeah.
They found the gates of hell.
Yeah.
Wait till
They found the most I've
episode
ever
2.
seen in one episode. They found everything, actually. Amazing.
Just waiting for Skinwalker Ranch to get that.
I think it literally remake every single one of those shows, but just add fucking cowboys.
Yeah.
Brand new, fresh fucking theme.
Might be what they're doing.
I see them in season
Fucking
2.
cowboys on Oak Island.
Might be what they're doing.
Fuck, I need to listen to that Cowboys. Fuck, what is the name of that show? I can't even remember right now. But it's
UFO Cowboys.
UFO Cowboys. Yeah, I need to listen to that theme song.
Skywalker Ranch.
Good shit. All right, well, if you don't know where to go by now to support your boys, your favorite podcast, you got to go to alientheorist.com and hit the support tab. Patreon, we've talked about it. If you want to sign up for Patreon, that's fine up to November. But after that,
Get on it.
you can still sign up, but you have to sign up off the desktop. If you go download off the App Store, you're going to get dinged. Well, I mean,
Well,
we're
you don't
gonna
get dinged.
We're
We
gonna
get
get
dinged.
Yeah.
When you think you're donating to us, you're really donating to Big Apple. Tim Apple. That
Tim
motherfucker.
Apple.
Yeah, so don't do that. Supercast or Patreon on desktop are your best bets. This week we got some beauties who's supporting in the show. We got Jesse DeVos, Scott Wilson Smith, Markle Jordan, pretty sure related to Michael.
Markle Jordan.
Markle Jordan, and
Yeah, let's go,
Jordan
Markle.
a tea. Thank you very much for supporting the show. Bunch of beauties.
And as we always say at the end of these things, keep those eyes on the skies.
See you in after hour.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Fred Meyer for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.